Howdy, howdy, howdy. We are talking division, and we're going to talk about the seven method. And the seven method is a way to make long division a little bit easier. It does take a little bit more time, usually, but that's okay. It's all good. We're going to do the seven method, we're going to get good at it, and that's going to help us be even better at long division. Or maybe you don't like long division once we learn it. This is still a good strategy. So I'll shut up and I'll start talking seven method. So let's throw in a random number. I'm going to go, I don't know, 312. Why not? Okay. And we're going to divide through that the number seven. Why not? We're talking seven method. We'll divide by seven. Why not? So remember, the number that we're dividing and splitting up, that's our dividend. And the number that's doing the splitting, that's our divisor. We can also call that a factor because seven is going to be factored through it. So anyhow, the very first thing you do with the seven method is this. You take your long division symbol and you turn it into a seven. Let me see how that's kind of a seven. Looks kind of like a seven. And that's why it's called the seven method. Anyway, we have to figure out how many times seven can divide into 317. And what we're going to do is this. We're going to multiply 7 and put the product below 317. So for example, I could go like this. I know that 7 times 1 would give me 7. Okay, so I'll subtract that off. 317, take away 7. Well, that would become 0. 1 drops down, 3 drops down. Cool. And I could do that again, right? Because 310 is pretty far away from 0. And 7 can fit into it. So I could keep going. I could go 1 times 7, put a 7 there and subtract. And I could keep doing that until I get down to 0 or close to 0. But that's going to take me all day and I'm going to run out of screen. It just won't work. So now looking at this, what's a number that 7 can multiply with that would be bigger than just 7? Well, I know that 7 times 10, that's the same as 70. So I'll put 70 underneath this. Cool. Yeah, I'm subtracting a lot more than just 7 now. Good. Okay, zeros do nothing. Gonna have to borrow. 11 take away 7, that's 4. 2 drops down. Cool, okay. That put a pretty good chunk into it, but I still have 240 to go. That's a lot. I could go times 10 again, subtract 70, and keep doing that. That would work. But you know what? I don't want to work hard. I want to work smart. So I know if 7 times 10 is 70, well, if I double that to 20, then I'd essentially be doubling 70. And that's what I'll do. 70 doubled is 140. Ooh, yeah, okay. We'll subtract that. 0 take away 0 is nothing. 4 take away 4 is 0. 2 take away 1 is 1. Cool, 100. We're getting close now. Okay, I'm going to have to scroll down. There we go. Got a bit more space now. Okay, so I got to keep going here. I'll extend my 7. Cool. Okay, let's try, well, if 7 times 10 is 70, if I go 7 times 11, yeah, that'd be 77. Cool. I'll take that away. Okay. Gonna have to do a lot of borrowing here. This becomes 0. This becomes 10. Got to borrow off of that. This becomes 9. This is 10. 10 take away 7 is 3. 9 take away 7 is 2. And 0 take away nothing is 0. Cool, 23. We're so darn close. Let's go. Well, I got to think to my 7s. I could go, 7 times 1, and that's 7, but nah. Let's go 7 times 2. 7 times 2, I know that that's 14. Okay, let's subtract again. Got to borrow. 13 take away 4 is 9. 1 take away 1 is nothing. Cool. I'm really close to 0, but I can still keep going because 7 is smaller than 9. I'm not going to go 7 times 2 because that'd be 14. That's too big for 9. So I'm going to go 7 times 1. 7 times 1 is 7. Subtract that. 9 take away 7 is 2. Now, while we didn't reach 0, this is the end because 7 is smaller than 2. I can't fit it in anymore. And this 2 right here, yep, you betcha. That's your remainder 2. But now, what's my answer? What's my quotient? Well, you go on the outside of the 7 and you add all these bad boys up. 1 plus 10 is 11. 11 plus 20 is 31. 31 plus 11 is 42. 42 plus 2 is 44. Plus one more is 45. So we can say that 7 divides into 317 45 times with remainder 2. And we can prove that by looking at a calculator. So it was 317 divided by 7. Now this will give me a decimal number, but it should be 45 point something. Cool. So 45. And don't worry about the decimal. We'll learn more about that later. But it is 45 remainder 2. Very cool. Okay, so I'm going to do another example. If you don't want to watch it, if this was good enough for you, awesome. If not, you need another one, totally cool. Stick around. Okay, I'll do one that requires a little bit less work. Let's go 46. And we're going to divide that by 3. All right. So first step, make that long division symbol into a 7. Next step, I need to multiply 7 by something that's going to allow me to start subtracting our dividend. So you know what? I'll make it easy. 7 times 10. Sorry, 3 times 10. Anything times 10, you just take that number and put a 0 on the end. Easy peasy. Subtract that off. 6 take away nothing, 6. 4 take away 3 is 1. Cool, next step. Well, I know 3. Let me think back to my 3 facts. Ooh, 3 times 5, that gives me 15. That's really close to 16. Awesome. 3 times 5 is 15. We'll subtract that, and the difference will be 1. 3 doesn't fit into 1, so I've got my remainder. Remainder 1. And now I got to add up on the outside of the 7. 10 plus 5 is 15. So we can say that 3 fits into 46 15 times with 1 remainder. Cool. Now you might be screaming at your screen saying, Lewis, Mr. Lewis, why? Why did you go 3 times 10? You could have went way higher. You could have gotten a lot closer to 46. Well, in this example, I went 3 times 10 because that was something that popped in my head really easily. And I was really confident that 3 times 10 is 30. But maybe you're a smart cookie and you've got your times 3 facts really well memorized. And you remember that 3 times 15 is actually 45. You definitely could have done that. No problem. Subtract it. Boom. 1. 3 doesn't fit into 1, so that's got to be my remainder. 15 is my quotient. Notice it's the same exact quotient, same exact answer. Just this one took a little bit longer because I didn't multiply 3 by a higher number. What if, same question, and I was really feeling ambitious, and I said, you know what? Let's go 3 times 20. 3 times 20 would be 60. At this point, alarms need to be ringing in my head because 46 can't subtract 60 without it being a negative answer. So 60 is bigger than 46. This doesn't work. I'd have to use my eraser, erase it, try a smaller number to multiply with 3. And in this case, I just keep it simple. Multiply it by 10, like we did here. That's my advice. So my suggestion, start practicing this. And don't just do easy questions where you know there's no remainder. Start dividing using this method. And practice, practice, practice. There's a lot of steps involved, and it takes some time to memorize the steps. And once you've got those steps pretty well down pat, you're going to find that this is a very effective strategy for division. All right, guys, thanks for listening. See you later.